All right, so let's start with the potato density calculation lab. The purpose of this lab is to observe how the density changes or does not change if we cut the potato into parts. So, we reviewed the vocabulary, mass, volume, and density. We make an assumption that this potato is uniform throughout. There's no air pockets, there's no changes in its material. The material over here is the same as the material over here. Now, since we are doing a lab, we have to follow safety. So I'll of course wear a lab goggle. I'm wearing a lab coat, but we just want to be mindful of our clothing. I do not have to wear gloves. There are no toxic chemicals involved. However, I will be cutting the potato. A piece of the knife could break off, hit me in the eye. We can never anticipate what accident may happen. The procedure. Standard potato, you will calculate the mass and volume for a full potato, then cut it in half, take one half, calculate the mass and volume for that potato half, and then cut that half in a fourth, calculate the mass and volume for that fourth. Then you'll use that data to calculate the density and see if it changes or does not change. Let's go ahead and get started. I will calculate the mass, the amount of matter in the potato by using the electronic balance to be quick about it. And I see from the electronic balance that the mass is 98 grams down. Now I need to discover the volume. We will use our displacement jar to discover the volume. Remember, I have to top it off, let it drain out and stabilize. Have to show a little bit of patience, not bump the table. All right, looks good. Remember to empty your catch beaker. Now, you don't want to just plunk it in there. Remember that. You want to gently settle it in. It's a pretty big potato, so I'm going to oh, look, there it comes out, there it comes out. Water level is being displaced. I want to be so gentle with it. So gentle, especially when it's the whole potato. I don't want to spill any on the side. That will change my calculations. Okay, almost ready to release. Whoa, look at that. None spilled over the side. Now I have to be patient while it comes out. Almost there, almost there. Excellent. I take it, I pour it into my graduated cylinder. Ooh, almost to the top. Have to get down, I have to look for the meniscus, and I see the volume is 97 milliliters. 97 milliliters, remember that. I empty my fluid back. This is the careful part, I've got to get my potato out. So I empty it all into my container, remove the potato. Now I'm even going to fill my displacement jar back up so it could drain while I'm waiting. And I'm going to dry off the potato here. Dry off the potato. What's the next step? You need to cut it in half. It's not going to be perfectly in half, but I've been doing this for a long time, so I can get pretty close. Okay, two halves. Which one do I want to pick? This one is slightly bigger. I'm going to pick this, put this one aside. What do I need to do? Find the mass, electronic scale. I put it on there. I see the mass is 49 grams. 49 grams. Write that down. Now I need to find the volume. I preset my jar, so once again, got some water in here from setting up my jar. Got to remember to empty my catch container or it would not be accurate. I'm being so gentle. Even with the half, it might pop out some. Whoa, excellent. And I see, once again, the potato sinks. Now that in itself is a clue. The potato sinking, as we've learned, it must have a density greater than 1 gram per milliliter, because water is 1 gram per milliliter. And if it was less than 1, it'd be floating. So when you calculate, if you get less than 1 for density, gram per milliliter, You know something's going wrong. All right, I now take the fluid, once again, putting it in the graduated cylinder, being careful not to spill any. Oh yeah, I look for the meniscus, and I notice that it is 47, I'm gonna say 47 milliliters. It's just a little under, but I'm gonna say 47 milliliters. So write that down for the half, the volume, 47 milliliters. Now, once again, emptying it in, catching my potato half. Put that right there. Gonna refill my displacement jar so it can drain out while I'm waiting. All right, now I need to cut it into a fourth. Ooh, almost perfect. This side might be the slightest bit more. We'll take it. I don't know, maybe it's about the same. Measuring mass on the electronic scale, I have 24.2 grams. 24.2 grams. Take it off. And now, remembering to empty your catch jar, empty it off. Want to gently put it in there and get the volume. Oh, even with the fourth, this can be tough. Ooh, expertly done if I do say so myself. I wait for it to drain, wait for it to drain, wait for it to drain. Okay. Once again, pour it into the graduated cylinder, being very, very careful not to spill any. And I see that the volume is 22 milliliters, 22 milliliters. Write that down, 22 milliliters. So, you now have the mass and volume for the whole potato, the half potato, and the fourth potato. Remember that your density formula is mass divided by volume equals grams over milliliters. Begin your calculations. Write down any observations that you have seen.